If it's allowed by your instructor, you can use a generative AI like Copilot to help you draft a research question. Generative AIs can help you think through different aspects of a topic to zero in on something that you find interesting and tweak it until you have a clear, focused, manageable, and defensible research question. You've already done some pre-searching, and you may have asked an LLM or generative AI to help with that as well. And you've followed up on your background sources to verify the accuracy of the information. By now, you should have a good enough understanding of your topic to begin focusing on what question about it you'd like to investigate. Two of the most effective kinds of prompts for this task are a step-by-step or reasoning prompt and a flipped interaction prompt. Let's take a look at both of these. With a step-by-step or reasoning prompt, the prompt gives you insight into reasons for why the generative AI makes the suggestions that it does. This can be especially helpful when you're asking the generative AI for something that might be hard for you to judge due to lack of experience or expertise. I've provided an example of one of these in your modules area in Canvas, which I'll copy and paste over here into Copilot. I've logged into Copilot using my ISU credentials, and I've set it to more creative. Let's take a look at this prompt and the response that it can generate. In this case, I have an idea of what question I'd like to ask, but I want some help refining it. Feel free to adjust this prompt in any way that you need to get what you want from the AI. You could increase the number of responses or decrease it. It looks like in these cases, it's mainly tried to give me some examples of how I could focus or make my question more clear. If this is something I'm interested in, I can keep asking questions to help make it more manageable and defensible. Let's take a look at the second type of prompt. For a flipped interaction prompt, instead of asking the generative AI a question and getting an answer, this style of prompt has the generative AI ask you questions, and you provide the answers. This can help by exposing gaps in your understanding. It can help the generative AI because it's literally telling you what it needs to fulfill the requests that you've made in your prompt, meaning that hopefully you get a higher quality response. Let's look at the example prompt I've put in your modules area of Canvas. Again, I'm logged in with my ISU credentials, and I've set Copilot to more creative. So right off the bat, you can see that there are 7 areas that the AI has focused on where I could be changing my interest in my research question, focusing on a certain aspect, and just deciding what I want to look at. So I'll go ahead and answer these questions and then see what the AI comes up with for my answers. Now that I've supplied my answers, let's see if the AI can generate some possible research questions. If I liked any one of these, I can continue talking with the generative AI or Copilot in this case to see if I want to tweak it in any other way before I carry on, or if I'm happy as is, I can make sure that it's an appropriate question for my class by checking with my instructor. I would also want to follow up on all of these citations here that the Copilot has provided to make sure that it hasn't misrepresented anything in these sample research questions. Remember never to put any personal or sensitive information into a generative AI or LLM. Make sure that you have multiple conversations and critically evaluate the outputs like we've talked about. Some of the best and worst things about generative AIs is that they never give exactly the same answer, even when you use the same prompt. So you will get different answers each time you use it, which can be helpful in deciding what you'd like to research for your project.